Today we're going to talk about face-offs. Face-offs start at the beginning of each game and each quarter, and they are made after every single goal. So throughout the game you can have up to 10 to 30 face-offs per game. Face-offs are important to try to win possession. The first thing I want to do is I want to be in a nice athletic position. I want to crouch nice and low with the ball. I want to make sure I'm in an athletic position enough where I can have nice balance. The next thing I want to do is my grip. Okay, you can either motorcycle grip it or you can regular grip it. I get down nice and tight to the ball against my opponent. I want to get my stick as close to the ball as possible without touching the ball. Okay, this is the strong part of my stick. I want to try to get this as close to the ball as possible. And when the whistle blows, my goal is to try to beat the opponent, outquick him, and try to gain possession of the ball. So one move on a face-off would be a quick clamp. Okay, trying to get the ball out, picking it up, and gaining possession for my team. Another face-off concept would be to purposely lose the face-off. So on the whistle, the clamp, I turn my stick the other way and I try to rake it out for my team, pick it up, and we have possession. That's it for face-offs today. Today we're going to talk about shooting, one of my favorite things on the lacrosse field. My basic fundamentals of shooting is the word beef. Balance, eyes, elbows, follow through. So what I want to do here, I want to get nice and low. The best shooters shoot from their toes all the way up to their fingertips. My eyes are picking a location on the goal, preferably in one of the corners of the goal, and I'm trying to zone in on that and aim for that area. The best tip on shooting is just put it where the goalie ain't. Okay, the next thing I want to do is extend my elbows. What this will do is it'll help me get a little bit more rotation and speed on my shot. So the further you can extend your elbows, the more rotation you can get out there. Much like a pitcher in baseball, I want to step towards my target and follow through. So to put it all together, I'm looking at the goalie. The goalie occupies the center of the cage. I want to try to hit the four corners. If I'm in the backyard shooting on the cage, I'm trying to hit the corners. So I get nice and low using my leg power, balance, eyes, elbows, follow through. That's it for shooting this week. Today we're going to talk about one of the most important fundamentals of the game, passing. Okay, passing is very important, and it's a much needed trait that you need as a lacrosse player. It's a very fundamental form and something you should follow all the time. One of the best ways to get better at passing is to use a brick wall or a partner in the backyard. Here I'm going to demonstrate a couple of the proper techniques. Most importantly, I want to point my butt end at my target. This will make sure my stick comes over my head and the ball comes out naturally. Another thing I want to do is I want to push my top hand and pull my backhand. Okay, and this will create more of a snapping motion. I also want to make sure that I'm stepping towards my target, I'm pointing that butt end, and I'm passing it over. To be a good passer, I want to visually look at the person I'm passing to stick to make sure that I'm trying to get better, create better accuracy, and try to get better every time. So the proper technique is to get low, point your butt end to your target, push with your top hand, pull with your bottom hand, step to the target, and deliver the pass. Okay, the harder you can snap it, the better passer you'll be. That's it for today. Today we're going to talk about stick protection. Stick protection is very important in lacrosse. Doesn't matter how big you are, how fast you are, you must protect your stick. One of the most important features of protecting your stick is keeping your stick straight up and down. I don't want to leave my stick this way. It leaves my stick exposed for stick checks. So you want to tuck that stick in. I almost want to flex my bicep, get as close to my body as possible, and just wrist cradle. Okay, that way I can stick my arm up, protect from slap checks, and have my hand down here to protect from poke checks. Also, by opening up my hand, if somebody's open, I can pop the shaft of my hand and make the pass right away. That's all good with stick protection, but the most important part of stick protection is using your feet, using your speed, and changing up direction. So I want to get my head up, make sure I'm viewing the field, and I'm going to bring my man back up and forth, change up speeds. And that's it for stick protection today. Important concept of lacrosse, dodging. Dodging is used by an offensive player to try to get open and initiate offense, initiate a move towards the goal. There's 4 different dodges that I like to use: the bull dodge, the face dodge, the split dodge, and the roll dodge. First, we're going to talk about the face dodge. The face dodge is used when an opposing player is coming at me. I set up like I'm shooting. I bring the stick across my face. I set up and have the opportunity to shoot. The split dodge is very similar, except in the split dodge I'm switching hands. Okay, the most important thing is I want to sell myself like I'm going one direction. I get my defenseman to drop step. Yep, drop step. Okay, the breaking point's here. I bring my stick to the other hand, always having my stick protected. But a split dodge is used by bringing the stick, switching hands really quick. Also is the roll dodge, another very fun dodge. Okay, again, I want to step like I'm going one direction, get my defenseman to drop step. I use my body to shield my man, and I rotate, and I'm just quickly going upfield with my head up. The next, if all else fails, we go for the bull dodge. So I come in, I step, bang. I step over my man, and I do the bull dodge. That's it for dodging this week. This week we're going to talk about penalties. A few different penalties out there is slashing, cross-checking, and a free hand hold. These are some certain things on the field that you want to avoid. If I'm playing defense on a man, I want to try to go for the other person's stick. A lot of times in the game, I'll be too aggressive and hit the person in the helmet. That's a slash penalty and will put me in the penalty box. If I'm playing defense on my man, okay, I want to use my hand. If I cross-check, that's a penalty. So I want to make sure I keep my hands together to prevent from getting that penalty or push from one hand. I don't want to cross-check this way. That would be a penalty. Also, the free hand hold. If I'm running after a man and I'm trying to throw a check, I'm trying not to grab onto the jersey and throw that check. The best way to prevent that is to keep both hands on your stick, come in tight to your man, and throw the check that way. So those are a couple different things, especially the slash, the cross check, and the free hand hold. Try to prevent those and stay out of the penalty box. That's it for this week. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Stick tricks are a great way to get better at lacrosse, making sure you have your stick in your hand all the time. Okay, playing in the backyard, playing at the bus stop, playing after school, the more time you spend with the stick, the better you're going to be at lacrosse. Okay, a few different stick tricks we like to use. That's it for tricks. Enjoy the game, have fun, and good luck this season.